ancient stela tablets with ancient inscriptions describing that the Giza pyramids and the Sphinx were already there before the reign of Cheops. For a long time now, it's been argued that there is significant evidence to suggest that not only the Great Sphinx but also the Great Pyramid of Egypt is much older than we believe it is. It's also been argued that specifically for the so-called Cheops pyramid, it was constructed in a way completely unknown to modern building engineering. That's why many are building theories about alien craftsmen or that they've used means of completely advanced technology that go beyond modern technology by people of an older life cycle. But the problem of structure is not only constructive. There are hundreds of questions that support these theories. For example, why are there no stairs built in anywhere? Is it an indication that they were not intended for humans or that they were not built by them? If they were built by humans, why is it not recorded somewhere? In fact, it's said that there is an object that many academics dispute. In fact, Zecharia Sitchin had put it in the must-see. He said, because many questions Zecharia Sitchin studies on Sumerian and Anunnaki plaques, we will see later that many university scholars older than him had a similar view. This is a stone inscription known as the Stela Inventory, which was bequeathed by King Khufu or Cheops. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. It not only supports most of our suspicions about the plateau of Giza, but is a written description of the activities of Egyptian civilizations on this plateau, including what happened to the Sphinx, or more precisely, to Anubis. Sitchin wrote in his book Journeys to the Mythical Past that Stela is an indisputable proof of Khufu himself, better known to us as Cheops, that he did not build the Great Pyramid, as we are told, and that the pyramid and the Sphinx was already there before his reign. Unfortunately, the Stela Inventory is a controversial item, this plaque. It was discovered in a small temple dedicated to the goddess Isis by Auguste Mariette, a French archaeologist and Egyptologist in 1858. The inscription also referred to Isis as the Lady of the Pyramid, directly indicating that Cheops had nothing to do with her. It also tells how Khufu walked on the Sphinx, which was already buried in the sand. The original size of the stone inscription is unknown, as it was already damaged when it was found. However, it's made of polished granite and decorated. The inscription on the stela overturns everything for the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx of Egypt. Many have questioned its authenticity, but not all Egyptologists of the early 20th century have been questioned, is what Zecharia Sitchin writes. James Breasted included the list of stele stocks in the list of 4th dynastic objects. He believes that it was probably true because, as he put it, it bore all the marks of authenticity. Also, the French Egyptologist Gaston Maspero, in his book The Dawn of Civilization, stated concerning the stela, this plaque, that even if it was from a later time, it's a copy of an older original artifact, and thus is a real archive of life and deeds of Cheops, he said. Auguste Mariette, the man who discovered the so-called stela census, although he admitted that its dating is questionable, but what is written in it should be considered historical, he said. Finally, as far as the Sphinx is concerned, the text states that a thunderbolt once struck her head, destroying a large part of it. Cheops then transformed the head of the Sphinx into his head into what we see today. So the original Anubis head of the Sphinx was destroyed by a lightning bolt, and that's when Cheops decided to refigure the head of the Sphinx into what looked like him. After all this, there are several allegations based on various relevant studies that the original form of the Sphinx was actually Anubis with the head of a jackal or a dog, a sacred animal of Anubis. On this, and in combination with the fact that the ancient Greeks had given the metropolis of his cult the name Kinopolis, meaning dog head, they thought to assume that it could be associated with the dog, or otherwise dog, the Sirius, the star Sirius, which we know is the dog star, that the ancient Egyptians had anyway in high esteem. We know that the pyramids of Egypt are somehow aligned with the Orion's belt, and the dog star is just about the 7 o'clock position of Orion's belt. So, the stela explaining Sphinx and pyramids found in Giza. I've translated from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.